one of the cool plays you can do is go hog and then like this, and it's gonna snipe the firecracker. Look at the firecracker. Firecracker's got firecracker just got one-shotted. That's crazy. Oh. Ew, what is up, gamers? It's Turkey here, and today we're going to be using one of the most iconic decks in Clash Royale, which just got a boost with this new Musketeer evolution. In case you live under a rock, the two evolutions for this season are going to be the Musketeer and the Cannon, which basically means 2.6 Hog Rider is going to be running rampant. So, while I don't think that this deck is the best deck for the Evo Musketeer, it is just so iconic and I have to give it a try. And while I don't think 2.6 Hog Rider is the fundamentally sound deck that it used to be, it is still one of the most fundamental decks in the game and truly a litmus test for how good you are at the game. Because I truly believe if you can get wins with 2.6, you can get wins with any deck. And because of the new Evo Musketeer, which can snipe buildings from across the map, this deck is just getting a little bit stronger. So because of that, at some point in the season, you are legally obligated to use this deck, and I'm going to show you how to cook people with this deck. But don't take my word for it, because as we know, talk is cheap. Your boy is back, and let's get into some games. Alright, into our first match of the video. Your boy is back from vacation. I took about a 7-day hiatus from posting content. I was on vacation, but I'm back, and I am so excited to be playing 2.6 Hog Rider. And just for the new season, I feel like Supercell's been kind of cooking. I haven't seen too much gameplay from the Evo Musketeer, but I played some games off stream, and it seems relatively balanced, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go Ice Golem here just in case he decides to spam something else. One of the fundamental principles when you play 2.6 Hog Rider is if you can fireball a 3 or 4 elixir card and hit their tower and take it off the map, you absolutely should. So I would have fireballed the firecracker or the flying machine. You can see this Musketeer's going to get good value. You always want to have your log hovered in case they play like a swarm or something like that. And just like that, we had a really good start. His deck is super crazy. One of the reasons I love 2.6 is because it's so good at punishing when people have like weird off-meta decks and decks that are just bad and have an expensive cycle. Like he's running Pekka bait or something like that, and you can see here we're absolutely going to dominate and have no time defending that Pekka. That kite is one of the best defensive, I messed up my cannon a little bit. One of the best defensive sequences or interactions that you can learn is that little kite. He went for an aggressive rage there. He won't have enough elixir to defend this. He's going to have to play a firecracker or a flying machine late, and we're going to take his whole tower. So easy peasy there. Yeah, there's the firecracker. I'm not going to fireball on the king tower. So yeah, it is so good at a fundamental level. If you just make 1 or 2 good decisions, like you're going to be able to outplay your opponent. I'm going to set up my Musketeer and then get ready to Ice Golem to activate King Tower. Just kind of close to our Princess Tower, just like this. Firecracker shoot, skeletons around to get to our Evo. I didn't even talk about the other evolution, but we are also running the Skeleton evolution as well, which is very strong, very powerful. So between the Musketeer evolution and the Skeletor evolution, we're going to be happy campers. Yeah, Evo Pekka comes down. That's why I tried not to support it too much. We're going to do this. Musketeer to help defend. Ice Golem like this. Evo Skeletons here. I'm preparing for a spell of some sort, but it looks like it doesn't come, so we're just going to do this. Cannon down. Unfortunately, Pekka gets a swing. I should have waited a little bit, but at the end of the day, it kind of just looks like he's just spamming, and he has a really weird deck. So this deck does great against Pekka. It does great against Beatdown, as long as you're calm, cool, and collected on defense. I feel like one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is on defense. They're just like very hasteful and they're just spamming cards down. Even though you have a really fast cycle, you want to be like really cool and calm and collected on defense here. So you can see how reactive I'm playing on defense here. We're just going to go for skeletons after the rage drops, and just like that, we're fine. So I can see why a lot of people would have maybe like crumbled under that pressure, but we did not. He can get a Pekka down last second here, but it's not going to get to our tower in time. So GG's to this Pekka player. Pretty satisfied with how he played that, and just an easy first match. So I'm going to hold that W, and I'll see you in the next game. All right, into our second match here against, well, however you'd say that, Digo. And since I just came back from vacation, I'm a little lower than I would usually be. Like, I think by a few days into the season, I would normally be an Ultimate Champion. Oh, I messed that up. I was trying to go Hog Ice Golem. You play the Hog first, and then you go Ice Golem in front to push it. So, little small mistake on my part. Hopefully, it doesn't end up costing us too much. Good news is the Musketeer and the Bowler are going to be going in opposite lanes, so I think we're going to be okay. Just going to spend 3 over there. Not worry about it too much. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Okay, we need to be really careful here. So I'm going to do this because I need to make sure that my cards all survive. Otherwise, we're going to be having a bad time. Musketeer and Skeleton's doing okay. I wasn't expecting him to have a Golem. His deck doesn't really make sense for like a Golem deck. Okay, we're going to go Ice Spirit here to try and get King Tower activated. And then cycle back to another Muskie. We get King Tower activated, but man, we took a ton of damage because of just like a weird start. That Ice Golem was supposed to go in front of the Hog and we would have got so much more damage. Fortunately, my opponent's a complete bot and just whiffs that Tornado. Okay, so he's running a really unorthodox Golem deck, and as a result, we're going to take most of his tower. And if there's one thing that 2.6 can do, it's defend. So I'm very confident in our ability to defend a Golem push. So even if he takes our left side tower, which I would say there's a good chance that he does, we're going to try and take their tower as well. Let's go Ice Golem here. Just down low, just to make sure we can counter the Baby Dragon for only 2 elixir. I think it's worth it. And then we're going to go Ice Spirit in the back. Okay, I'm going to cycle my Musketeer here. And that's a great Fireball. Like I said, in principle, anytime you can fire a cheap Fireball, a cheap elixir card, and hit the tower, it's always worth it. 3 elixir or more, I feel like, is the rule. Okay, I'm not going to push into that. I don't really want to. I actually might go, I think I'm going to do Hog Rider and then Ice Golem over here because I think he's going to Golem. And this threatens a ton of damage. I don't know if he can actually ignore this, to be completely honest. So I was going to say he has to spend something. We're going to go Skeleton Surround and then Musketeer like this. And we're going to end up easily defending this Golem. With the King Tower activation, the Musketeer, and all 3 towers targeting it, it's a Golem player's worst nightmare. And even worse than that, he has to defend this push, so he can't even go in for a Golem. No use in fireballing the bowler. I'm just going to let this do its thing and get a second Musketeer down. Okay, he goes for the Golem. We're going to go for like a high cannon way over here. And then in the meantime, let's go like this. We're going to go Evo Skeletons here, Musketeer down low, and this is going to be an easy defense. Yeah. So that's the great thing about 2.6 is whenever you're playing like a Golem player, they just have such a slow cycle. You can just cycle your cannons, your skeletons, all of your defensive cards, and it's just such a nightmare for them. So GG's against that Golem player. We'll hold that dub. I'll see you in the next game. Hey, up here against Kasem. I'm curious to see what you all have found like are good decks for this meta with the Evo Musketeer. If you have a good deck that you enjoy with the Evo Muskie, let me know. I'm going to do some research on my own. I really just wanted to play 2.6, but I'm sure people have already come up with some really creative stuff. Alrighty. He does that. I'm going to go Ice Golem high. It'll probably force out the dash from him, which is fine. Okay, no, he does not. So I'm just going to set up a cannon here instead and let this go. Glad that I did. Now it's going to be a super easy defense. Okay, so Golden Knight, Valkyrie, and Hog Rider. Kind of an unorthodox combination. Skeleton's down real low just to make sure this Valkyrie doesn't touch our tower. One of the reasons I think people are kind of scared of 2.6 is it's so finicky. Like, your micro interactions need to be on point. Otherwise, you can't pull off some of the defenses. Okay, we're just going to go for a simple Ice Golem kite here. I think it's a great play. And probably go for a Musketeer down low when the time is right to try and get a King Tower activation. So Musketeer like this is going to defend the right side, and it's going to help us get a King Tower activation. So perfect again, micro interactions there. I think if I played it a little better, the Muskie could have lived, but net it's still good. Okay, we're going to set up a cannon here. I don't yet know his win condition, so I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, just going to cycle my Skeletons to try and get back to a Hog. And I think I'm going to go in here because, like, I don't expect him to... Okay, let's fireball all of this. That cannon in the perfect place to pull over the balloon, and I'm going to go... Oh, spoke too soon. That's okay. Look at how much damage we're getting on the left side. I knew that Ice Golem Hog was a good play because he was going to go in on the right side, and he wasn't going to be able to defend. So you can see our deck has such cheap defense that, like, 90% of the time, if you go in while they're going in, they just can't defend. And you can kind of see it happening again right there, right? And like, he goes in for a Hog Rider, I can just defend with the 3 elixir cannon. So really good. He's low on daggers, so I'm going to do this. And depending on what he plays, I'll go for a log. Yeah. So if I knew he had Inferno, I could have like maybe predictively sniped it with the Musketeer, but that's okay. We'll just do it right now because we're going to be able to cycle back to another Hog, and my man is not going to believe it. So let's go like this, back to another Hog, and he's not going to be able to defend this. There's like really nothing he has because he can't cycle back to a cannon in time. It's going to say, yeah, best case scenario, he does something like that. Yeah, he goes in for the Hog Rider. I'm going to go Ice Spirit and Ice Golem to protect. my Musketeer to keep it alive. Then cycle all of that to make sure that Hog Rider doesn't get a single hit. Go for low skeletons, and just like that, man, that defense was so crisp. And that's why I can see the appeal of Hog Rider decks. You know, people just love a good crisp defense. You know, like, it's so satisfying there. Cannon to pull the balloon, Hog Rider going in, and just a textbook way to outplay your opponent when your cycle's faster than them. So GG's to this guy. We're going to hold that W, and I'll see you in the next game. Alright, up here against Sonic Crash. I like the new banner. In terms of starting plays, any of your cycle cards are great. Preferably your skeletons, like to help cycle to your evolutions, are good. And then you can kind of just go Hog Rider, especially when he just went for that right out the gate. Don't have my cannon in cycle, so I'm just going to have to go Musketeer, Ice Spirit, and it'll do a decent job. I think it gets like one hit. We'll go skeletons to help out. Yeah, Ram Rider really good. Like, in general, I feel like there's so much Pekka Ram Rider in the meta. I'm just going to let this go. Good to know that he has a Skarmy. That's like a really helpful card for me, because I can like pre-log it moving forward. He's got the Monk as well. So Monk, Ram Rider, maybe like Pekka, maybe RG. Could be a few things. We're just going to kite the Monk backwards here with this Ice Golem, and then I'll go for a Ram Rider as well. Cool. Depending on what he plays, I can Fireball, but I'm not just going to Fireball yeah, I'm not going to Fireball that. Great damage there. And fortunately for us, the Baby Dragon goes in front, so we're going to go with an early Musketeer here. It's going to get like 2 shots on our tower. Okay. There's the Ram Rider, so I think we timed this beautifully, where this is going to get so much value because he can't afford a spell right away. By the time he affords a spell, it's too late. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, that was a really aggressive, just a really aggressive push, and now he has no elixir, so we pretty much just won the game right there. Right there with that one sequence, we won the game. We're going to give him the well played because he was BMing us a little bit. And that's the power of this deck. You can see Ice Spirit Evo Skeletons countered his entire Pekka Ram Rider push. That's crazy. That is so... 2 elixir countered 12. Now this game's already over. So I'm gonna keep playing though, because I want to make sure y'all know how to defend like Pekka Ram Rider, because that can be kind of tricky. Okay. Let's get this Ice Golem down here. Nice. Got the Monk ability down for that last one, but that's about it. This will probably be a good Fireball here, and I know he can't pop the Monk ability, which is nice. We're gonna probably hit 3 things. Nah, he ended up not playing the Pekka. Alright, I don't want to overcommit yet, because I know the Pekka's coming down. So we're going to go like this, and we're just going to kite the Pekka over, and then go for a low Musketeer. Okay. You know the Ram Rider is going to be coming. Let's do this. Just to reset it. We're going to put the Pekka on at least, just kind of pull it away. This is probably the best way to defend. I love when the Pekka's like, I call it like on a leash, like just getting like pulled backwards. It's like one of my favorite things. It's like one of my favorite interactions in the game. Okay, let's go like this, get the Evo Musketeer down, and the Pekkas are just walking away. The Pekkas are just walking away. There's nothing that this guy can do. So really good game there against like kind of one of the most brain dead decks in the meta. I mean, I don't even think he has a big spell. He's just running it with arrows, but that just shows the defensive prowess of this deck and what you can do. So GG's to this Crash. We'll see you in the next game. Up here against Juanilla. I think is probably how you'd say it. I'm not entirely sure. Hey, feels good to be back. I haven't recorded a video in like a week, so just feels good to be having fun, you know, playing Clash. Really excited for the changes that Supercell has made to the game in general. I feel like it's been trending in a good direction, so it makes me happy. We're just going to go for an Ice Golem here, and then High Musketeer, because it'll help out with the left, and then it'll help out with the right. Okay. I messed up that Ice Spirit. I was trying to pull everything back, but we're going to be okay. 1 Hog hit's not the end of the world. Nice. So he's running a Hog Rider deck as well. It's not 2.6. Kind of looks like a homemade deck. Not 100% sure what his spell is, but he has Goblin Gang, Dark Goblin, Firecracker, Hog, Valkyrie. So kind of could be like the Viper deck. Maybe he has like a Rocket, but I'd say something like an Earthquake or a Fireball. Probably more likely. A cool trick that you can do is you can go Hog Rider and then like play an Ice Golem second. So you play Hog first and then a Hog Rider second, and then the Ice Golem will go in front and tank for everything. Nice. I'm just going to let this go. We're going to get incredible damage on the tower there. Holy moly. And once again, I'm going to go for like a low Musketeer to try and defend both sides as best as I can. Ice Spirit to pull this back. Need this Muskie alive. She is going to be alive. We're gonna hog to pull this back, and then if he pops the ability, we can log. So we'll just wait, let it marinate, go for the log, and then Ice Golem will keep this from hitting my tower. Oh, actually I messed it up a little bit, but we still got so much damage. Wow, that was a really good defensive sequence. We just were a little late on the Ice Golem, but at the end of the day, look at how much damage we got, and look at how much damage they got. So that was amazing for us. We're gonna go skeletons here. Okay, nice. The important thing there was that Dark Goblin got taken care of. So we're looking immaculate. Looks like he kind of combined bait with a Hog Rider deck, which is kind of unorthodox. That's not really something I've seen. But what I do notice is it doesn't look like he has a building. So one of the cool plays you can do is go hog and then like this, and it's going to snipe the Firecracker. Look at the Firecracker. Firecracker's got Firecracker just got one-shotted. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that interaction was just bonkers. I cannot believe that is real. Like, I can't believe that that's canon. Okay, we're gonna go like this. I think this is a fine fireball, especially against the Firecracker. It's like not worth messing up. We're gonna go like this. It'll keep our cannon healthy, and it will jump on the Hog Rider. All he really has in hand in this, I feel like, is a Goblin Gang. So we get the pre-log on the Goblin Gang, and it's GG's. Really, really well executed. Like, that snipe by the Musketeer on the Firecracker was so satisfying. Okay, probably just has to spam me at the bridge, so I'm just gonna go for a fireball here. And then we're going to go Ice Spirit. Boom, boom, boom. Evil Skeleton Surround. Cannon High. And kind of just like a textbook matchup. I feel like we identified his deck so quick, identified the weaknesses, and just were able to dissect him. So, great game against Juanilla. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, moving up a league for our next 2 games against this player. Like I said, this is my first day playing. I haven't played any other of the days in the season. I just got back from my trip, so got some work to do on the grind of my rank and whatnot, so I'm going to be back streaming soon. I'll try and level up that rank. Okay, so Pekka usually means, or sorry, haha. Bandit usually means Pekka, but you never know. Especially when you're in the lower arena, people just love running homemade decks. My goal with this interaction right here is just to make sure the cannon cart gets taken off the map. I don't want to push anything else further. I just want to make sure this cannon cart falls off the map, and it will, so that's good. Okay, let's just chill here. Let's delay this. And we're going to go skeletons here. I don't think he has enough elixir to pop the ability, so that ended up being a really, really cheap and affordable defense for us, which was nice. So it does look like Pekka. I'm not 100% sure, but it does look like that. Damn near perfect defense. We almost took no damage, but the Battle Ram, the Bandit, the Goblinstein, and Doctor kind of give Pekka vibes, so we'll see. Alrighty, as soon as I hit 10, I'm just going to go in for a hog, unsupported, and I expect a Pekka to drop. I feel like they'll probably be hovering the Pekka. Yeah, okay, Cannon Cart's not going to do that great against it. It's just only going to get 2 shots. So we're going to set up a defense here. We're going to do this, and we're going to go Skeleton Surround, Ice Golem. Should be okay, I think. Nah, not that great. Did decent though. He went for arrows, which are kind of expensive, so I'm going to do this. And he won't be able to afford like a Pekka right away. I'm even going to go skeletons, and the skeletons are going to help keep the Musketeer healthy. Look at those skeletons. Look at those skeletons. Those skeletons kept that Musketeer healthy from the Bandit. Oh my gosh, that was so smart. Because the Bandit would have charged on the Musketeer, and he got his entire tower because of those skeletons. Oh my gosh, that was great. Okay, so now all we have to do is defend for a minute, and we're going to be A-okay. I'm just going to cycle my log. All my other cards are like kind of fundamental for defense. I'm just going to do this right away, get some value from the Evo Musketeer. Cannon down low, always using the Ice Spirit to reset the Battle Ram. So we're going to go like this. And then we're going to reset this Battle Ram. I'm just going to Fireball the Mother Witch just because it's like a risky card. Like, I just don't want to give it value. Ice Golem like this to, 1, protect the Musketeer, and 2, kite over the Barbarians. And just like that, man, that defense was beautiful. That was actually a really smart Ice Spirit, I'm not going to lie. He was probably predicting Evo Skeletons or something like that. And had he got that prediction, he would have gotten a lot of damage on the tower. But at this point, I mean, the only way I feel like he really breaks through to the tower fast enough is with like a Battle Ram or something like that. Ice Golem is going to protect all of this. Low Evo Skeletons to surround the Ghost. And that was just a picture-perfect match against a matchup that I could see people messing up. You know, bridge spam, it's so easy to mess up the defense. But if you just stay calm and trust your abilities, you're going to be great. So GG's to that guy. We'll see you in the next one. All right, into likely our last match of the video. I mean, I could play 2.6 all day. It's so fun. It's so refreshing. It just feels so like genuine of a deck. Like when you win with 2.6, you know it's because like it was skill. You know, you outskilled your opponent. It looks like this guy's going to be running log bait. 2.6 typically loses to log bait. That's the standard matchup tree, but we'll see. Kind of depends on the variant. I'm gonna have my log ready here. No point logging on that though. Could fireball it, but I'm just gonna take my damage and move on. Musketeer almost lived. Oh, she did. Nice job, Muskie. I was kind of hoping she wouldn't so I could get a King Tower activation. Looks like that's not the case. So we're going to go Skeletons to pull everything and go Cannon Musketeer. I kind of have to spend a lot because my cycle's whack. Just making sure that I save my log for the barrel in that circumstance. In general, when you defend against recruits, you want to try and pull everything to the middle. If you noticed, all 3 cards that I played were meant to pull troops to the middle. The Skeletons, the Muskie, and the Cannon were all in the middle. People get into issues with the recruits when they don't really like spread their troops around. Okay, goes for the Valkyrie there. I'm expecting him to go for a barrel. Yeah, he does. Kind of just gave my log more value, so I'm not mad about that. Dagger Duchess is really good against the Hog Rider. Like in general, it's one of the best troops against the Hog, so that's kind of a bummer. So I'm just going to go Hog, let it go. If he plays something else, I might Fireball. It's just kind of risky, so I'm going to set up a defense instead. He's got 2 really, really hefty troops down. I'm going to do this to start DPSing down the Prince. Prince is like the card that I'm worried about. Musketeer does so much damage. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. And the good news is he won't have his Prince in hand to defend this next Hog Rider, and that Ice Golem's going to eat up a lot of the daggers. I expect him to go Recruits or something. Okay, he goes Eye Tower. Going to be great against the Hog Rider, unfortunately. Good news is he should be low on daggers. I don't think he can afford Recruits, so maybe like a late Valkyrie. Ah, late Recruits. That also works. Okay, same thing. We're going to try and pull everything to the middle, and once those lock, I'm going to go Evo Skeletons. I have to be careful on this defense here, but Evo Skeletons are carrying. W Evo Skeletons. Okay. They're going to eat up a little bit of the daggers. I'm going to go like this. Yeah, Valkyrie's going to pretty much dismantle this entire push. Cannon in the middle here. Fundamentally, you want to make sure your Prince, the Prince never gets a value charge there. That's why I played those Skeletons, to just keep the Prince off of my tower. Okay. Ice Golem Musketeer here is fine. Okay. Since he dropped Recruits in the back, I'm just going to take the Fireball on this side. It's the lane that I want damage in, so I'm just going to do that. Set up a cannon and we'll be okay. Choo. Okay, I need to watch out for the barrel. Okay, he goes barrel in the middle. I think that's a crazy play. Like, it's just nuts. Let's go Ice Golem here. Once that shoots, we're going to go log. Now that King Tower's been activated, we can do this. Evo Skeletons here. Just to make sure that Prince doesn't get too much damage. I didn't mean to let the Prince lock on, but the good news is we have kind of a nasty counter push. We're going to go bang bang. And I'm going to pre-log because he has to play some form of troop other than this tower. Fireball here. To hit something, he's got to play something. These Musketeers are getting so much value, and just like that, we're going to be able to take this match. Probably with the log. I need to make sure log does enough, though. Log does do enough. So GG's to that guy. He kind of had a annoying deck. Like, it wasn't super easy for us, but we did prevail at the end. So GG's, we're going to hold that W, and I'll see you in the outro. And that's going to do it for today's video. Here's the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot. I'll put the deck link as well, but everybody knows 2.6, right? The Evo Musketeer is in the Battle Pass as well, so if you do end up getting the Pass Royale, that's how you unlock the Evo Musketeer. But give this deck a try. I mean, it's just different. You know, with the Evo Musketeer, you can snipe buildings, you can snipe troops, and it just kind of revitalized the deck. And like I said, it's one of the most fundamental decks in Clash Royale. It will make you a better player. You know, any quick cycle decks help you with your micro interactions as well, so all in all, it's just a great deck. Give it a try. And if you've made it this far, just know how much I appreciate you supporting me and supporting the channel. And I hope to see you in another video real soon. Peace.